Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. This is Courtney, the Marketing Coordinator here at AIM. Today's webinar will be recorded and later posted on our website. This does mean that all attendees will be automatically muted so that we can get a quality recording. If you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box and we'll try to answer them throughout the presentation. But if we're unable to get to all of the questions, we'll have a member of our marketing team reach out to you individually to make sure we can get those answered for you. We do have webinars every Wednesday morning, so please go ahead and keep an eye on your email or on our website and get signed up for the next one. With this, I'm going to hand it on over to Don so that we can get started. Go ahead and take it away, Don.
Thank you, Courtney. Always a pleasure having you bring us on. Good morning, everyone. Today, I hope everyone is doing well. As always, we want to make sure that that's the first thing everybody's doing well. Sun shining today. Don Erickson here with AIM to bring everything up to speed. With us today, we're going to have a special guest from Wellabe, Courtney Mayer. She's actually going to be going over their short-term care product, hospital indemnity product, all the options they have between the household discount, many features that they have to help clients and with things that can be flexible for them in retirement. There's so much stuff we want to go through today. We're going to let Courtney jump right in, but today with that, good morning, Courtney. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good. Thank you guys for having me on here today. I know it's a little bit earlier in your time than mine. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska here, and as you said, the sun's shining here today, so no complaints from Omaha. But again, thanks for having me on today.
Of course, yeah. It's having you as a guest and anybody with Wellabe. It's always nice to be able to bring on a rep, and so they can actually go through some details, and so the agents know when we have someone that we can actually get a hold of personally instead of you get a number here, you call in, you get a machine. We can actually get to you guys and talk to you if we have any issues. So it's nice to have that available for us, which you guys help us with.
Yes, yep, and that's a big thing that we strive ourselves on here as well. If you guys ever have questions, if you ever need anything, we are here. No matter what department you're trying to reach out to, you can always reach out to me as well. I'll make sure you have my contact information at the end, because that's what we are here for, is to be as helpful, because you guys are out in the field. You have other things that you need to be doing. So if there's anything that we can be helping on our side, please let us know.
Yeah, that's more than you know. That's greatly appreciated. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right in. I know people are busy always, so
yes,
special time.
Well, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started here. As Donna mentioned, my name is Courtney Mayer, and I'm the account manager on the Medico Wellabe sales team. So as many of you probably know, back in June of last year, we underwent a name change. We are now Wellabe, a Medico company, but we've been in business since 1929, and we have an A rating with AM Best, and we are very proud to say that. And as I kind of had just mentioned, we want you to know that you have a team of people behind you, whether that be any of us on the sales team, the claims department, customer service. When you call in or your clients call in, just know that there is always somebody here ready to help. And the name Wellabe comes from, when you see the interlocking L's in the Wellabe, that represents that we will always be here. So that is kind of a little backstory of how we landed on Wellabe when that name change took place last year. Now, as Don had mentioned, we're going to talk about our hospital indemnity and then our short-term care. We have a lot of other great products here at Wellabe, but those are going to be the two that we're going to focus on here today. So with our hospital indemnity, just a few things. Our issue ages are 18 to 85. We have a guarantee issue window from the ages of 60 to 79. We also have a 7% household discount. So someone that is applying and they just live with somebody that is over 18, they are going to get a 7% household discount for that. And then there is no policy fee or no deductibles for our hospital indemnity plans as well. Now, I like to share this screen before we kind of dive into it, because this just is kind of an eye-opening screen. So we all know that unexpected healthcare costs can damage financial situations. A poll that was conducted by the National Public Radio, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health surveyed 2,000 adults nationwide, and the research found healthcare costs cause serious financial problems for patients over the past 2 years. Now, as you can see here, 44% had to set up a payment plan with their hospital or healthcare professional. 42% spent all or majority of their personal savings on medical expenses. 27% were unable to pay for basic necessities, and I'm talking about food, heat, and housing. 23% took on credit card debt, and 7% declared bankruptcy, all because of an unexpected hospitalization that they were not prepared for. We do not have that crystal ball. We do not know on this day at this time we are going to end up in the hospital. So that is why these policies are so important. People know that they need to purchase auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and hospital indemnity is one of those, especially with those clients that have the Advantage policies. These plans were designed to go hand in hand with those. Now, here's our product availability chart. So anywhere that you see in that pink is where we have this product available at. Now, we're going to start with the basics, and then we're going to get into the riders and a few more screens. So everything that you see on my screen right now is everything that is included in the hospital indemnity, the basic. So let's break that down a little bit more. So the hospital confinement benefit, that is going to pay for each day of a confinement in a hospital. And then your clients can select the number of days. They can select days 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 21, or a 31-day benefit period. And then they get to pick the amount as well. They can go anywhere from $100 to $600 a day, and it goes up in $25 increments. And then a nice feature with this, the benefit period will reset after a full 60 days. So what I mean by that, if your client goes into the hospital for say 4 days, if they can go 60 continuous days of being out of the hospital, we are going to reset them back to their number of days that they had selected. And then that can happen as long as they're carefree for 60 continuous days. That can always re-happen. I'm not good with math, so I don't know the exact number of days that can happen, but just know if they are carefree for 60 continuous days out of the hospital, it will reset. Now, our observation unit benefit. This is going to pay 100% of the hospital confinement benefit amount per day for a maximum of 6 days in a calendar year. So if they selected $400 a day on the base plan, if they go in and they're in observation, we're going to pay $400 for 6 days in a calendar year. The emergency room. This is going to pay $150 if they go into the emergency room, and it's going to cover up to 4 days in a calendar year. Now, the transportation and lodging, this is a unique one here at Wellabe. So how this is going to work is it's going to pay $100 for a maximum of 10 days in a calendar year if your client is having to travel more than 50 miles from their residence to receive treatment in a hospital or medical facility. Now, the last one to round out the base policy is the inpatient mental health. This is going to pay $175 for a maximum of 7 days in a calendar year. So everything that we just talked about, your clients will get when they select, say, 6 days at $400 a day. They're going to get everything that we just talked about. Now, the riders. These riders are really going to help you tailor each individual policy for the clients that you're working with. There's a lot of different options that we're going to go over to help fit everybody's, their needs, their wants, and then also their budget as well. So the first one, this is actually our most popular rider that we see come through on these, is our ambulance service benefit rider. This is going to pay $250 for either ground or air transportation for a maximum of 4 days in a calendar year. Now, there is a lifetime maximum payout of $2,500 for this rider. The next one is our skilled nursing care. So we know that skilled nursing care costs are continuing to rise, and our skilled nursing facility benefit rider helps your clients by paying either $100, $150, or $200 per day for up to 50 days in a calendar year for skilled nursing facility. What's nice with this rider is it allows for a one-time restoration of benefits if the policyholder don't require or receive any type of care for 180 days. Now, the next one is our buy one, get one, our outpatient therapy and chiropractic service benefit rider. So how it's going to work is The outpatient therapy is going to cover $50 for either 15 or 30 days per calendar year. I don't know if anybody's ever quoted this rider before, but if you have, you will notice there's not much premium difference to get your clients the 30 days as opposed to the 15 days. And I like to just point that out because sometimes people will think it's going to be a lot more, but on average, it's about 80 cents more to get the 30 days as opposed to the 15 days. And then it's also going to include up to 5 days for chiropractic care as well. Now, the next one, this is that dreaded C word. A lot of times people, they might get uncomfortable. They don't want to talk about it. They, might think out of sight, out of mind. But unfortunately, cancer affects, I'm sure if we were all in a room right now and we said, raise your hand if you've known somebody that's been affected by cancer, unfortunately, we would probably all raise our hand. So the lump sum cancer rider is a one-time payment. It's nice because this rider is available up to age 80. And then your clients can select either $1,000, $2,500, $5,000, $7,500, or $10,000 lump sum. It's going to be for first diagnosis of internal cancer or malignant melanoma. These riders are great because the value that your clients would be getting, and I have a slide and a few more screens here that shows you how the value is in the monthly premium and how affordable these policies are. Now the outpatient surgery benefit rider. This is going to pay $250, $500, $750, or $1,000 for up to 2 days per calendar year if your client has to undergo outpatient surgery. And you may be saying, well, why 2? Just think of cataract surgery, for instance. If they go in and get one eye done, more than likely they're going to want to go back in at another time and get that other eye done as well. Now the lump sum hospital confinement benefit rider, or I'm sorry, the urgent care center benefit rider. I'm getting ahead of myself there. The urgent care center benefit rider pays $50 for up to 4 days in a calendar year. I don't know about where you guys are, but I know where I'm at here in the Omaha, Nebraska area. It doesn't matter what you go into the emergency room for. You are there for absolutely ever. We had to go in one time for fingers. So my husband cut his finger. He needed stitches. We were there for 4 hours just for stitches. Well, I had somebody tell me that they had the urgent care center benefit rider. They used that. They went into the urgent care. They were in and out in a fraction of the time. So this rider is a great rider to add on. Now we're going to get to the
Courtney.
lump sum hospital. Oh, yeah.
So Courtney, so just with a cancer, you hit it, the nail on the head with it. I mean, it's like who has what kind of cancer anymore? It's like someone in your family or your relative, anybody. I mean, it's kind of terrible how much it's out there, but people don't people don't realize how much is actually out there till they have someone affected by it or know somebody. And that rider is just a huge thing for a minimal cost. I mean, it's huge. And like you said, the hospitals, if you go to the emergency room, I've been there many times with just my mother-in-law because she has to go in the middle of the night, and we're there forever, and there's nobody in there. You just sit there and wait. So these riders are for a reason, they're for a purpose, and I want to make sure everybody is fully aware of that. They just are. So they're good for riders to have them on there.
Yes, they are. And I have a slide and a couple more that'll show you the value and then just a monthly premium just to show how inexpensive they are, especially with that cancer rider. I could sit here and talk about that the whole time we were on here today just because of the importance that I see. And when I talk to agents on a daily basis, they're always sharing stories of their different people that they've interacted with. And like you said, a lot of times people don't realize that they need it until it's too late and then they can't qualify for it. And so these policies, they are great for, your Advantage clients, or even if you have anybody that's under 65, because our plans start at age 18. But now we'll go into the lump sum hospital confinement benefit rider. That's a mouthful to say. But how this rider works is, say you have somebody that is needing more than $600 a day, because that's what our base goes to. You could add this rider onto them, and then they could get their base benefit, and then they could get this rider that was selected as well. Now, what I'm very excited about to share is, hopefully you guys have heard it. We've been kind of, out there yelling it as loud as we can. We just at the end of last year, we announced that we have a guarantee issue from the ages of 60 to 79. So we were very happy when we were able to open that guarantee issue window up. Now, if you have anybody that is outside of that guarantee issue window, they will have to answer 9 health questions, and we're only asking in the past 12 months. But if they are within that guarantee issue window, when you're completing the application, no health questions are even going to come up for you, and it's going to take you probably just a matter of maybe 5 minutes to complete the application, because once you put in their date of birth, our My Enroller is going to recognize they're in their guarantee issue window, and no health questions are going to pop up. Now, there still is a 6-month pre-existing condition limitation. So anything that was diagnosed will not be diagnosed prior, will not be covered within the first 6 months. So I'm going to use asthma. Asthma is not going to disqualify because they're in their guarantee issue window, but if they had asthma before, they went in the hospital month 4 of having the policy for asthma, that asthma related condition is not going to be covered, but month 7, it is going to be covered for them. So we're very excited to be able to offer that, again, 60 to 79 for the guarantee issue window for that. Now here's that payout screen that I was talking about before. So this is based upon a 70-year-old female with a household discount in Des Moines, Iowa. So the base plan for 6 days at $350 a day, $21.63. Then let's go to the ambulance rider, $3.41 a month. But the biggest one that I like to jump down to is the lump sum cancer rider. For a $5,000 for a 70-year-old female, it is $9.16 a month. I don't know about you guys, but I know that I just went and got a cup of coffee from somewhere a couple of days ago that cost almost that much for 1 cup of coffee.
Amen to that.
So, yeah, so when you put it into the value you're getting, I always compare it to things that, you buy in a month, like that cup of coffee. It was really great for that half hour that I was drinking it, but then guess what? It's done and over with. For at least with the lump sum cancer rider, you're paying $9 a month, but that value that you would be getting from it, and just knowing the peace of mind, because a lot of times people don't think about the indirect cost of a cancer diagnosis. And this lump sum, when we pay it out, they can use it however they want to. So just always remember those indirect things as well. So I really like this.
It is an indemnity, right? That's what you're saying, basically.
Yes. Yep, it's an indemnity. So if they had the cancer rider, they went on claim for it, we would pay out their benefit. But then since it's a one-time, that rider itself will become null and void. They'd be able to keep everything else, but the rider would fall off.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're going to go on to our short-term care insurance. So our short-term care insurance, this is our newest product that we just brought to market the end of last year as well. And we're really excited because we just expanded this into 14 more states effective March 1st. So anywhere that you see in this pink color is where we have our short-term care policy available at. So, if you're maybe not in one of those states right now, we are wanting to add more states. It's just, once we have to wait for approvals and all that fun stuff to come through before we can get it launched in those new states. So just stay tuned, because our goal is to get as many states as possible with this new short-term care insurance. So short-term care insurance not only helps your clients maintain an active lifestyle while aging in place, but also make sure their retirement savings are well protected. They can do more, worry less, and make every day better. Now, according to the Administration for Community Living, someone turning age 65 today has almost a 70% chance of needing some type of long-term care services and support in their remaining years. On average, 42% of people need less than 1 year of at-home paid care, and 37% of people need less than 1 year of any skilled care in a facility. When one healthcare situation leads to in-home or skilled nursing assistance, it can quickly deplete funds. Extended care is expensive and costs can add up quickly. Here's a look at the estimated national average cost in 2023 according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. On average, an American turning 65 years old today will incur about $121,000 in future extended care costs measured in today's dollars. Families will pay more than 1/3, about 37% of the cost themselves out of pocket, with the rest covered by public programs and private insurance. And now, we know that Medicare Parts A and Part B cover some health services and inpatient skilled nursing facility care after a 3-day minimum medically necessary inpatient hospital stay, but they don't cover long-term custodial care. Part A copays and the Part B deductible usually apply, which could mean steep out-of-pocket costs for clients. Short-term care insurance can help cover these gaps. It can also help clients who cannot qualify or afford long-term care insurance. Short-term care insurance has fewer restrictions for qualifying and types of care it covers, and it's commonly less expensive than long-term care insurance, and it provides immediate benefits after the elimination period. And we're going to get into our product here on this screen now. So Wellabe's short-term care plan is a product that offers coverage for extended care at home or in a facility. It covers both medical and non-medical care, and it's an indemnity-based plan, not a reimbursement. The full benefit is paid per day, no matter what service is received. The plan options are going to be reflective based upon how clients answer the 11 health questions on the application. So if you have somebody that can answer no to all of the health questions on the application, then they can qualify for the Essential Care Plus plan level. This is a fully underwritten plan that gives clients the option to select a daily benefit up to $300 a day for up to 360 days of in-home health care, and then they can select either a 0 or 20-day elimination. Now let's look at that middle option there, the Essential Care. So say you have a client that can answer no to the first 6 questions on the app, but maybe they answer yes to any of the remaining questions. They can qualify for the Essential Care Plan level. This is a limited underwritten plan that covers a daily benefit up to $150 a day for up to 360 days of in-home health care. And now on this plan, there is a 20-day elimination. Now, the last one over there, the limited benefit rider. If a client can answer no to the first question, but they answer yes to questions 2 through 6, but they are applying with someone else that qualified for one of the first 2 plans that we talked about, then they can qualify for a limited benefit rider. This rider gives clients the option to select a daily benefit up to $100 a day for up to 180 days of in-home health care. And then on this one, there is a 90-day elimination. Now, I know you're probably sitting there saying, well, what do these health questions look like? I will make sure that I send Don over those questions so that way at the end, if you guys want to reach out to him, he has those. You can also go into our My Enroller if you're already contracted with us, and you can see those health questions. So depending upon how they answer those health questions will depend upon what policy they would be able to apply for. But when you are enrolling, our My Enroller will tell you everything right then and there when you are answering those questions and enrolling somebody. Now, let's take a look at the optional riders we have. And there's a lot of different riders. Yeah.
So before we go into these, so those 3 different ones, there's the Essential Care Plus, the Essential Care, and the limited benefit rider. That's being that limited benefit rider. So if they both apply, it's a rider for the one that says no to the first question but can't answer the rest, correct? So it gives them an option to have some benefits, but as both apply. So they both apply, and then is that how that works? So the one that answers yes to it, they would have the limited, but if the other spouse was healthy, they get the full benefits, correct? It would just be there. It would be the limited benefit rider that you would add.
Yes. So
I didn't realize that they're the 3 different benefits.
Yes, and what we realized is that when, more than likely when couples are applying, they want to stay with the same company. If one of them, their health maybe isn't as great as the other one, to where they wouldn't qualify, they're more than likely going to want to stay with the same company. So that's why we offered the limited benefit rider is, maybe that spouse isn't as healthy as the other spouse, but the spouse A can qualify for one of those first two based upon health questions. But the spouse B is not as healthy, they would still be able to get some type of coverage for that. And
Yeah, that's excellent.
yes, yep. And like I said, My Enroller, when you're on the My Enroller answering those questions, it's going to tell you right then and there by answering yes to this question, it's going to qualify you for this or this. And I will make sure, Don, that I send you over a sample of the paper questions, so that way if anybody wants to take a look at those, they can see what those look like.
And so now with with Wellabe, Medico Wellabe, all the apps are e-apps, correct? I had a question about that. There's no paper apps. I did have a question.
That's
I just
correct.
wanted to make sure we just threw that out there since we're talking a little bit about it. So
yes, absolutely. That's correct. All applications that you complete with us are going to be electronic. We do not accept any paper applications. Our My Enroller, now for our hospital indemnity and our Medicare supplements, you can actually enroll through CSG as well. So that's always an option, but yes, no paper is available here.
okay.
We do have those that'll have sample written across it, so when you get those questions, that's why, because we don't accept those.
Right.
But now we'll go on and we'll look at the riders that can be added to these plans as well. So the first one is going to be the nursing facility care. This allows clients to elect a daily benefit up to $500 per day for up to 360 additional days of care in a facility. Now with this, they can select an elimination period of either 0 or 20. The rider also includes a 21-day bed reservation benefit that pays the daily amount to hold a care facility room during a hospital stay. Then the nursing facility care rider with inflation. This is going to offer the same benefit that we just talked about, but it also increases the daily benefit amount by 5% of the original daily benefit on each policy anniversary. Then the inflation protection, about the middle, one in the middle there in the screen. This is going to have, clients can add inflation protection to either the base home health care benefit or the facility care benefit, or both. The inflation protection benefit increases the daily benefit amount by 5% of the original daily benefit on each policy anniversary. And then the second to last one, the adult daycare rider, this is going to pay $50 for up to 20 visits in an adult daycare setting. This benefit is also eligible for a one-time restoration of benefits if the insured fully recovers and doesn't receive care for 180 days. And then the last one down there, the return of premium rider. This allows a portion of the premium to be returned if the policy is terminated. This is a graded benefit based on the duration of the policy. So how it's going to work, after 10 years, 25% of premium is returned, 15 years, 35% of premium is returned, and 20 years, 50% of premium is returned. Of course, the payout is minus any claims paid at time of termination. So again, when you're enrolling somebody with this, on My Enroller, it's going to ask you what rider you would like, and it's going to calculate everything right there for you. But now, I just want to kind of go over the plan highlights and then the discounts that we have available as well. So all essential care plan levels feature a household improvement. It's a $500 indemnity benefit is paid at policy level for home modifications that help the insured remain at home. Household improvements include, but are not limited to, maybe installing a ramp, widening a doorway or hallway, or modifying a bathroom. And there's also a care coordination of $500. This is also an indemnity benefit that's paid at policy level for help setting up a care plan when that need may arise. Now, as you can see here, there's a lot of different ways for somebody to get discounts, and that's a big thing with us here at Medico Wellabe. With any of our plans that we have, we're always looking to offer discounts when and where we can. So there's a 7% discount for one applicant that's applying, and they just live with somebody over the age of 40. but they can double that to 14% if 2 people over 40, they are applying or issued, they will get 14%. Now, anytime that anybody is applying and one of them is issued the limited benefit rider, they're going to get a 5% discount for that. And then the last one down there, the multi-policy discount. So if somebody has a Wellabe Medicare supplement, maybe already enforced, or maybe they're applying at the same time they're applying for the short-term care policy, they will get a 5% multi-policy discount for that. Again, my enroller is just going to ask if they currently have a plan. You'll just type that policy number, and that's how we will know to calculate to get that 5% discount on our end. So there's a lot of great features. At the beginning, you had said, you know, to tailor to everybody's their different needs and retirements. And a lot of times these short-term care plans, a lot of times people don't realize there's policies out here like this that will help cover them for at-home services. So, you know, they can't buy something that they don't know about. So we're very excited that we're able to bring a policy like this to the market again. Now, we try to make it as easy as possible. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, I just want to make sure we kind of stop and go over a little bit. So that multi discounts for you have for if they have more than one product too with you guys. That's in addition to that 14%. So the 14% is for 2 people over 40. The one below it, the 5% issued with limited, is that a separate one, or is it basically the 14% is for the 2 that apply? If you get the 5% rider, is that on top of that, or is that just replace part of the 14%? Is that 7% on top?
No, so how it would work, the 14% is if 2 people are applying and they're both issued either the Essential Care or Essential Care Plus policy. They would get 14%. Okay. But now if 2 people are applying and either of them are issued the limited benefit rider, then they're going to get a 5% discount. So anytime—
Total 5%.
Total 5%. Yeah, anytime a limited benefit rider is issued with 2 people applying, it's going to get just a 5% discount.
Okay, I just want to clarify. So somebody might be asking, well, if they do this and they do that, so.
Right, yep. Nope, I get that, but then they can stack it. So if there are 2 people that are applying and they're issued the Essential Care or Essential Care Plus, they're going to get 14%. But then if either one of them have a Wellabe Medicare supplement, they're going to get an additional 5% discount for that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes.
On top of that. Yeah, correct.
Yep, on top of that.
Very good.
Now, I have talked about our My Enroller a few times throughout, and that's just because that's where you'll be able to quote and enroll our products from. You can also go to CSG and quote as well. And with our hospital indemnity, I know CSG has a great fill the gaps tool. You can use that on there as well for our hospital indemnity. But the My Enroller is nice because there's a lot of different signature options. If you're in front of somebody, you can do applicant is present. If maybe they're not, you're doing it over the phone. We actually just launched a text or email security code. So when you're enrolling somebody, they're not with you, it's going to ask if you want to have a code either texted or emailed to them. They will get that code and then they will read it off to you. You'll be able to input that in the computer right there. That is going to count as their signature right then and there. We're trying to always offer as many options as we can with the different signatures. And My Enroller is going to make sure everything is there for you. You don't have to worry about, missing a form. All required forms are going to be included when you're completing anything on My Enroller. And with some of these policies that are not underwritten, so if it's a guarantee issue hospital indemnity, or if you're doing a dental policy, there's no underwriting on those. Those are automatically loaded into the system, and we've seen those get issued out within a matter of minutes after completing the case. So, now, we also have a lot of great things for our policy holders as well. So we have the Consumer Resource Center. So we have a website, but we also have the Wellabe Be Well mobile app. This is going to be for your consumers. This is going to give them access to their ID cards. They can view their plan coverage details. They'll find a nearby provider. That's if they have a dental policy with us. And then they can actually talk to our customer service department from there as well, and receive your information as their agent. So I just want to make sure this is a fairly new thing that we have, so we just kind of like to talk about it, so that way you are aware if you have those tech-savvy clients that want the app, they can definitely go out there and get the app to view their policy and have their policy right at their fingertips. Now, the last thing that I'm going to talk about today, we saved the best for last, right? The incentives that we have going on. So we have incentives right now for all of the products that we have. I know today we talked just about our hospital indemnity and our short-term care, but we also have our Medicare supplements. So that is the first flyer you see there. How it's going to work is you submit 3 qualifying Medicare supplement applications. You're going to get $150 for underwritten, and then you're going to get $15 for open enrollment or guarantee issue. This went from January 1st to March 31st. Now, unfortunately, that's not available in all states, so please read the fine print there just to make sure that it is the state. It's in most of the states, but it's not in all of them, unfortunately. Then the middle one is our cross-selling incentive. This is going to be for our hospital indemnity, our first diagnosis cancer, and our dental. This is going to work on a tiered program. So 5 through 15 apps is going to get you $50 per application. And then if you submit 16 or more, it's going to get you $100 per application. Then our last one over there is our short-term care incentive. So I know it's kind of hard to, it's kind of small here to see, but it says announcing big short-term care incentives. So we actually just announced a kicker starting March 1st. So you submit 3 qualifying short-term care policies. The next one is going to earn you an additional $400 kicker. So I will make sure that I send all of this over to Dawn, so that way if you have questions, you can always reach out to me as well. But those are the incentives that we have going on right now. So again, we have an incentive for all of the products that we have here. And I know I told you before, this is my contact information, and I apologize, my phone number is not on there, but Don has it, and he can definitely give it out if you guys need it. But yeah, I thought it was on there. But if you guys ever have questions, please feel free to reach out. If it's a claims issue, I won't be able to necessarily, I won't know that answer, but I can get it to somebody that can help us with that situation.
No, great stuff. And we went over some great material today, that's for sure. Biggest thing, and if you're selling, their product or whoever's product, any kind of incentive helps you as the agent, and you're helping your clients. So why not benefit a little more by writing a few more cases? You're going to get some extra money out of it. It's nice to have, and it goes a long ways. There was only really one question about on the hospital indemnity product that I've seen come through, and the question is, how does it pay on top of any other insurances? If there's something else that is taken care of, part of like a hospital stay, does this pay on top, or is it something that is it depends on how much another carrier is paying? Is there anything like that at all?
No, we will pay in addition to. So, if they have, if their Medicare supplement or Advantage is paying, X amount, we will pay in addition to with that. And then as far as the claim comes through, we will pay either the policyholder directly. If an assignment of benefits comes through with the claim, then we would pay the provider back directly. So it's going to be completely up to the policyholder how they want to handle that. But then with the claim, the easiest thing that we're going to need is the UB04 form. Once we get that, it'll have everything we need, and then we'll be able to process that claim within about 14 business days once we receive everything.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of that UB04 form quite a few different times. So, yeah, that basically makes it the way you guys pay it out, and it's pretty simple. Once you have that, it's a done deal, I would say.
Yes. Yeah, that form just tells us absolutely everything there is that we need to know without us having to reach out to get additional information. So that form, once we have that form, it'll give us all the procedure codes, the number of days that we're staying, everything that they had done, so that way we know how to pay on it.
And do you say there was a time frame? If you go to the ER and you're only there an hour and a half, which that doesn't happen, it still pays on that, or is it because there's observation, there's different stays? So
Yep. So the emergency room portion on that, the emergency room, how that's going to work is you have to go in either due to an accident or an injury in order for the emergency room to pay out on it. There's no amount of time or anything like that. But then if they ever are placed in observation, then there's that observation benefit that's included in the base policy as well.
Okay. Yeah. And another big thing, so in selling Wellabe's products, we all know that you have to have your contracting in. So you get your contracting in, it's all due compliance. We want to make sure and you can't really even write anything or get onto the enroller, I don't think, until you have your agent number. Very quick process, but we always want to make sure you guys are fully aware that you need to make sure you do that. You know, if you see something coming in the near future, you want to make sure you're fully prepared.
Yes, yep. You'll only be able to get on our My Enroller unless you're contracted with us. We do have a quick quote link available. It's just quickquote.myenroller.com. That will let you see the products and quote them without being contracted with us. So you could definitely go look at that and see. And then, you know, if it's something you wanted, I know that Dawn and everybody at AIM would be able to help you get that contracting in with us.
Very good. So with that, we're going to wrap her up. And I know that everyone will have questions. The marketers here at AIM will be reaching out to you guys today and tomorrow. Courtney, thank you very much for coming on. Well done presentation. You have a great day, and we'll talk to everybody later.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.